Neon Justice, the Signal Dramas.
You're now tuned to Red Neon Justice, Episode 5, Knots in the Static. Intro pulse, overlapping frequencies, phasing in and out. The faint cry of the Muralaith reversed, then straightens into harmony. The static storm that baptized the signal gale has passed, but the city remembers its shape, bent light, fractured signals, a wound in the air. Cue Threadbinder motif, low, slow percussion under woven whispers of wind chimes. Prologue, after the cut, light rainfall, soft mechanical hum, dripping echo in a warehouse. The Red Scarab sits in an abandoned relay station, bandaged arm glowing faintly from internal burn marks. He replays the voice from the stolen drive. Open quote, "If you're hearing this, you survived the first cut." Close quote. Static fades, replaced by silence. He leans back, rain dripping through ceiling holes, coat torn. Open quote, "Survived. Maybe," he mutters, "but not clean." Close quote. On a nearby console, a magenta signal blinks once. Matrixx's encrypted tag. He presses it. The message unfurls as text. Open quote, "The children loop again. Something in Harmony's code is bleeding. You're not alone." Close quote. He closes his eyes, sighing through pain. Open quote, "Never thought I was." Distant thunder roll. Transition to 1. Scene 1. Harmony House. The looped child. Soft classroom drone, static hum under children's chant. Inside Harmony House Academy, the children repeat their lesson like a metronome. One boy, the same from episode 2, freezes mid-sentence. The projection on his screen doesn't freeze with him, it reverses. His voice now says, "Order breaks, order breaks." Maggie's heart stutters. She cuts the feed, pretends it's a glitch, but behind her calm face, the strategist awakens. Matrixx theme, cello heartbeat interwoven with glitching piano. Open quote, "Hold on, little one," she whispers, pretending to check his console. Her cybernetic eye flickers, capturing the anomaly. A white butterfly shape, Muralaith, hides for a single frame before dissolving. Close quote, she presses her wrist projector against the terminal, encrypting the loop. Title appears, File 2, Echoes of the Young. Hahar Scene 2. Obelisk 9's Hunt, cold engine drone, radio static, synthetic footstep echoes in empty hallway. Obelisk 9's headquarters glows sterile red. The archive host, partially recompiled, floats in a diagnostic cradle. Her face cycles through dozens of borrowed expressions as her handler, a faceless agent, asks. Open quote, "Do you remember his face?" "I remember all of them," she replies, screen flickering from anger to indifference. Close quote, he nods to his squad. "Deploy the sweepers. If the Scarab has Vault 07, he's not a myth anymore." Sting, hand control motif, marching synth rhythm pulsing like a heartbeat, underscored by whispering binary code. Scene 3. The signal knot, soft wind, dripping cave ambience, faint energy thread sound. In a forgotten underpass lit by cyan light, Threadbinder stands before a web of static strands strung across broken pillars. His mask hides his face, marked only by 2 glowing glyphs resembling tear trails. Each movement of his fingers pulls sound from the air, whispers, memories, frequencies. Open quote, "Truth doesn't die," he murmurs. "It tangles." Close quote. He ties one glowing knot, and a memory playback unfolds above it. Scarab's fight with the archive host, now flickering as an image of red and white light. Threadbinder tilts his head. Open quote, "He found a thread I dropped years ago." Close quote, Cindervox steps from the shadows, her ember tech softly humming. Open quote, "You're saying he's one of us?" "Not yet," Threadbinder answers, "but his color's in the weave." Closed. Cindervox motif, bright plucked strings under smoldering distortion. She smiles faintly. Open quote, "Then we better go meet the guy before the hand unthreads him." Close quote. Ghost arrow, silent as usual, readies his bow, red laser line cutting through mist. Threadbinder touches the string gently, weaving it into his pattern. Open quote, "Then we move as one. The first gale forms tonight." Close quote. Static wind rises into soft percussive rhythm, signal gale theme prototype V. Scene 4. Velvet Nocturne relay, saxophone filtered through distortion, rain tapping on awning, murmuring crowd doubled by echo delay. Inside the Velvet Nocturne, Speakeasy slides a data card across the bar. On it, the image of Scarab gliding through the storm. Open quote, "He's trending," he says. "The hand's calling him a terrorist, the signal's calling him poetry." Close quote. A hooded courier, one of Threadbinder's contacts, collects the card. Open quote, "We'll deliver it." Careful. Speakeasy warns, voice low, stories cut deeper than knives. Close quote. He tips his hat toward a shadow in the corner. Hero, appearing for a heartbeat, golden neon goggles glowing faintly under his hood. Then he vanishes in a flash of yellow light. Sting, hero teaser motif, a single bright synth trill followed by playful static fade. Scene 5, the meeting. Low hum, dripping water, mechanical chirp from old relay equipment. The Red Scarab waits in the relay tunnels. His crimson light flickers weakly from one gauntlet. Rain echoes through vents. He mutters, open quote, if you're the one who keeps weaving cyan through my channels, show yourself. Close quote, a voice answers from the dark. Open quote, you don't call the truth, it calls you. Close quote. Threadbinder steps forward, cloak glowing faint cyan. Behind him, Cindervox, Ghost Arrow. The air between them hums with charge. Scarab raises a hand instinctively, but Threadbinder lifts his own, weaving red light into his threads until both colors merge. Sting, Threadbinder, and Scarab motif, intertwined percussion and synth layers forming a single pulse. Open quote, we're not your enemy, Threadbinder says. You're awfully organized for ghosts. Not ghosts. Gale. Close quote. Scarab studies them through his visor. Open quote, the hand will come. They always do. Let them. Cindervox growls, eyes bright. We burn clean. Then burn bright, Scarab replies. We'll need that. Close quote, a sound interrupts them. The low, mechanical whine of Obelisk 9 sweepers entering the tunnel. Red floodlights slash through darkness. Scene 6. The Battle of the Tunnel. Alarms, drone wings whirring, whip crack, ember bursts, bowstring hum. The rebels move as a unit for the first time. Scarab swings high, neon whip cutting drones from above. Cindervox flings ember charges that burst into glowing green blossoms. Ghost Arrow fires laser-linked shots that chain through enemy armor. Threadbinder stands at the center, weaving live data from each weapon into a single pulse. Open quote, now, he commands. Close quote. He pulls their lights together, red, green, carmine, cyan, into one swirling knot. It detonates, not as explosion, but as silence, a shockwave of pure static. Drones collapse. The air hums clean. When the sound fades, the hand's agents are unconscious. The rebels, breathing hard, exchange their first look of victory. Cindervox grins. Open quote, nice work, Spider. Weaver, Threadbinder corrects. Same difference, she replies, laughing through the rain. Close quote. Scarab glances around, wary. Open quote, you all keep names? We keep what they can't erase, Ghost Arrow answers. Close quote. Soft wind, faint flutter of wings, Muralaeth passes through light above them. Scene 7. Threads and truth. Distant thunder, static rain, soft choral hum. Later, on a rooftop, the newly formed Signal Gale stands under lavender skies. Threadbinder ties a final knot between their colors. It glows faint magenta, the bridge between them all. Open quote. Every rebellion starts with one cut, he says. But it survives because someone ties the wound. Close quote. Scarab looks out over Nelton Ectitor's skyline, neon reflecting in his mask. Open quote. Then we'll need a lot of knots. Close quote. He turns away as the first hand patrols return below, their red searchlights slicing through the mist. Signal Gale theme, percussion, strings, synth choirs blending all 4 color motifs. Epilogue. Obelisk report. At hand headquarters, a new report prints. Open quote. Unidentified rebel collective detected. Codename Signal Gale. Threat level escalating. Close quote. The archive host watches the text scroll, eyes dim. Her screen briefly flickers to an image of a white butterfly. Open quote. Static weaves, she whispers, almost reverent. Close quote. Closing narration, rising harmonic drone, soft flutter, faint. Open quote. Every storm leaves threads behind. Tonight, they found each other. The crimson, the flame, the arrow, the weave. In the static's hush, they became a chord. The hand calls it interference. The signal calls it truth. Close quote. Fade to silence. Single neon heartbeat. End credits. End card. Red Neon Justice, Episode 5, Knots in the Static. The Muralaeth passes once across the title screen, wings leaving a magenta trail that resolves into the signal's glyph before vanishing into white noise.